Let's make a poll. Right there. What is your earphone of the year? Yep, yep, yep. Hey, oh, someone's here. Yep, I'm up. Was supposed to do it yesterday, but I filmed my Australia review, so didn't really have much time to do that. Uh, how are you, Pirate Poro? Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's my earphone of the year. Man, yep, 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 yep. It's yeah, good choice. It's nice. It is nice. It is nice. Oh, nope. Cause I'm probably gonna film my video on the Mayor Audio stuff maybe later today. Yeah, and so I have the CK LVX41 and the 62. I think I yeah, this is just live exclusive, but I'm just gonna tell you in advance. I don't want to score the 41 and the 62 because I know they're gonna end up like really low. So moving forward, if I don't score an IM, that means like it's probably pretty bad. I just don't want to do the hassle of doing it. Dip voice. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I just probably woke up. Is my voice okay though? Is it too loud or what? Like too high? No, I'm going to review them, but just for comparison. So I'm still gonna talk about like the tonality and bass, stuff like that. But I'm not gonna give my scoring because it's probably the treble. The treble on the both 41 and the D62, they're pretty intense and they're ruining up the whole signature, if that makes sense. Yeah. So if you I'm going to do a review on them, but it's just that I'm not going to score them because they're going to end up probably like a B or hopefully not a C. So yeah. So I'm going to give you an advice in reading graphs. Um Let me see if you can see that here. No, you can't. Can you? Let me see. Okay, right. So, for example, when you read graphs, what you're gonna check on the treble is how, especially after 10K, how the upper treble occupies until 15K. So, for example, let's see here. I'm gonna give you a good comparison. Let's say Um, yeah, the D41, and let's say the brain dance. Okay, let's say the brain dance. A lot of people don't really like the brain dance because of, like the treble. I rank the treble not really perfect, but you see there, with the D41, it's almost occupying 10K to 15K. That's like five, like it's almost occupying the whole space. You know what I mean? And compared to the BD, it only occupies probably, I don't know, like 2,000, 2 to 3,000. So it's like thinner. So the thicker it is in the treble, the more annoying it's gonna be in your ears. It's Yeah, I can't inverse it. It's no. If I inverse it, it's gonna. But anyhow, you know what I mean. The thicker the treble is in the upper, like past 10K, the more annoying it is, or the more intense it's gonna be. Um, plus plus the amplitude. So right, my earphone of the year would probably be. It's probably gonna be the Let's Sure S12s. It's probably gonna be Let's Sure S12s. Freaking S12s. Forced me to show up, to show my face. It's really nice though. Like it, it makes you stop upgrading really for some reason. Like the treble is almost on par with ESDs. So it's just a very well done set in my opinion. I don't know what they did with that. Campfire. I've heard of Campfire Supermoon, but the thing about the Supermoon is, it's the Universal is more expensive than the custom. Heard it in there in what's that, Earphones in Osaka, together with Timmy. Uh, yeah, it almost sounded like Campfire Supermoon actually, and that's the power of planars there. It doesn't make sense. It's the thing about planars is, because it doesn't really, like the driver doesn't really do like this. It's going sideways, so it's pretty quick. Um, I can't explain. It's like it's so powerful. It can almost do anything with finesse, but as long as you know how to do it, it just fell on the perfect tuning really. I think the driver and the placement of the driver and the nozzle size just meld in perfectly. Plus my HRTF. The HRTF is a factor here as well, like the how deep your ear canals go. That can, that's the reason why we have different preferences, and freaking S12s just really matched my HRTF. So yeah. Oh, yeah, the universal. I don't know. I don't know why they do that with Campfire. It's crazy. I think it's I think it's $500 more expensive if I remember correctly. Who would spend $500 more for the same sound and universal, you know? There's I really want to get my hand on the new soft ears. It's the Volume S. Yeah. Um I was in Mark's channel, Super Reviews. There's a thread there for the Volume S. Um it graphs really close to Studio Force, but it looks like it's a basier Studio 4, and it's priced $300. So keep an eye on that. But man, like like the Sleevo, maybe I'll trade my uni for custom. Yeah, yeah, they'll pay you to do it. Yep. I don't know why though. Campfire, they're I don't know, like they fit really weird. It's like I don't know, but they graph weird. They fit weird, at least for my ears. Yeah. The brands brands are I don't know, like the brands I trust, not really trust, but you know, what are the brands though? Like soft ears, I really like soft ears. Um I like that. It's like the tuners represent the brands, if you get what I mean. And like you really have to, if you want to understand how like chi-fi works, not really understand, but maybe you'd really want to save up like traveling to Japan like a week and, you know, spend I don't know, at least 2 days in earphones so that you'll have an idea like how different brands tune. Most of the brands they tune by ear. They tune by ear and then through graphs. And how do I explain this? When I was in the Philippines, I used to make vape juice. So we had a vape shop with my friends, and I was the mixer. I was the juice maker, and I would order a lot of flavors from China, from the U.S., and it was tough because I had to like hundreds of flavors I had to try, by mouth, smelling it, and like the combination of everything. If they want, let's say, for example, strawberry apple or like strawberry cheesecake or something like that. And I would know which strawberry would fit with this kind of cheesecake and how much percent, blah, blah, blah. And doing that for like 5 years or maybe 7 years, it's like if the customer would want this profile, I would immediately know which brand to choose, which strawberry, which cheesecake, something like that. It comes automatically because I've been doing that for so long, right? And I think it's not different with the tuners in every company. So, say for example, you have a Target, they would know which BA to use. Like, use the Knowles 2317 or Sunyon, blah blah blah. You know, they would know because if they've been doing that, like that's their job, right? So, and and I hear I don't know for you guys, I hear driver quality. And there's a reason why different drivers are priced differently, right? Um and I hope you reach to that level. There is like because if drivers are not priced, I mean like every driver has a target frequency, and it's really up to you, depending on like the tuner, like doing the crossover and stuff, how they tune it. Um, if they target the wrong frequency or if they choose the wrong driver, it's gonna mess up everything. And I think that's what's happening in the Meyer audio stuff. Like they graph really good. Say for example the DK41, it graphs really good. I know the CKD41, but they just chose the wrong drivers for the upper treble, which is unfortunate. And it's cheaper too. It's the cheapest of the bunch. It's 168 and the Sleevo is like 180. The Sleevo is really good. I ranked it S. I made my scoring this morning and I said I'm gonna rank it S. I'm gonna make my video later though, but yeah. Yeah, it's not accurate on graphs. Oh, they use nulls on mids. That's why. Yeah, because it's like this. That's why the tuner has to both listen and base it on graphs. It's usually not accurate because if they base it on graphs, um, they might not target the correct frequency to tame when they do the crossover because they have to choose the correct capacitor and resistor, right, to tame or boost something. Um, and they have to really like do some sine sweeps like to confirm, and they have to accurately know like, oh okay, this is the 4K sweep, this is the 5K sweep, stuff like that. They have to accurately know where the peaks are. And I feel like soft ears is the tuner on soft ears is pretty, they're pretty great. Why do I know? They have a sub brand. Um, yeah, and even with their sub brand, it's the same. It's the same implementation. Like you can give them any driver, like even with cheap drivers, and they'll make it sound better. Oh man, I don't think so. Depends on the driver. DDs probably, but you can only do much with DDs with the tuning, or, like the driver placement and not with BAs. Apple, yeah, Apple has good tuners too. But they're more focused on like the technology, like how they would be able to. I understand their Apple's mission is like this. So they don't really they custom their BAs. It's just cheaper that way. They have a good business model, right? Um, Apple's not really goal, but vision is like it's pretty like Chinese mindset, wherein they're gonna use they're gonna make the most out of these BAs. They're gonna custom it because it's cheaper that way. I mean, I don't condone companies that don't release driver details, but it's also very practical for like businesses to, because when they custom something, they can ask Knowles to do that, but it's gonna take some time, right? Because and there's a lot of legal process. I don't know how much it would cost for them to do it, blah blah blah. So it's like faster if they just custom the BAs themselves. Um, And that's I think that's what they're doing. It's like they get this custom and do whatever the best they can for it to sound good. So they get good sales, but the consumers also win because they can also price the whole thing for a lot cheaper, which you can achieve for like maybe almost twice the price of the sound. And that's why they focus on the R&D and their crossover because you know, right, you're using cheap BAs, not really cheap, but I don't know how cheap they are. But they want to accurately tune or control that BA, and the only way to do that is to have a good crossover. And that's why they're looking at that. Like, how would someone tune a full range BA like the Magic One? It's crazy. Do the like the tube thing, the maze thing for the bass, and make a single BA sound decent. Are almost D62? No. Yeah, I think I saw the thumbnail of the D62. Um I didn't watch it, but D62 is fine. But again, it has the same issues with the D41. The upper treble. Yep. May with I bet similar practice with these reviews. I don't know with reviews, man. I hope I get paid. I don't get commissions with reviews, dude. I don't know with other reviewers if they get any commission. I don't even have links. I refuse to put links. I know that not the IM side, like you know, the camera lenses. They have uh, what's this? Affiliated links, right? They know that. I think one. I think one. I forgot though, but I think someone offered me like some links before, but I said no. I don't want to do affiliate links. Um, because I don't want to get tied with certain companies, like not tied in a way that um like in the future they have something to say about what I have to say, something like that. I don't like the sense of that. So, yep. And I always go back to my experience with Hidiz. I'm not sure if yeah, you my guys have know already about the Hidiz, the MS, I forgot, MS3. I was kind enough to tell them, like, hey, like, your unit has channel imbalance. Um, I don't think I'm gonna review it. Or you can send me a new unit. Because, you know, like, uh, yeah, there is a channel imbalance. In the factory. You don't know what happens there. Like maybe the worker was sleepy or something, putting on those drivers stuff. Like it, anything can happen. You know. And they said no. It's in between. Like the channel mismatch is within the acceptable standards. I said no. It's too big. Like both left and right, they sound different. Like it seems like one side is missing a filter or something. No, they still message me like they were sending graph like look at this reviewer and they reviewed this even with this. You know what I did? I continued reviewing it, but I reviewed both left and right. And they got pissed off. They blacklisted me. Crazy. Why would you do that? I was kind enough to tell them, you know? Yeah, gray area for reviews. It's yeah. Australia. Yeah, I filmed my Australia review yesterday. Um, it was last minute that I knew there was a tape mod, and I know the effects of that of the tape mod. It's gonna bring the bass a little bit. But yeah, it didn't reach an S. It's A minus without the tape mod, and it's A plus with the tape mod. It's fine for its price, and I think when Jay said that it's comparable to like top of the line sets, I tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I'll try to edit this today. When he said it's like comparable to top of the line sets, he was not really lying to that. It actually kind of, but not resolution wise. It's more of like layering and separation. Yeah, they did a great job on that. But not the quality of the bass, not the quality of the mids, not to that extent. But the layering and separation is it's yeah. I buy Israel for 200 new. I think it's a good offer. Yeah. If you like bass, go ahead. Um, but for 200 though, I think the Sleevo is gonna be better though. I mean, if you Sleevo is gonna be like balanced sounding. So if you like bass, go for the Australia. Oh, okay, yeah, go for a bass. How about the Dyna Quattro though? Dyna Quattro's bass is pretty good, man. Like, and I don't know, like Dyna Quattro. It's Brain Dance. No, it's different. It's like the Sleevo is closer to the KE4. BD is different. BD is like um it's almost close to neutral. So the design's ugly. Yeah. Yeah, pick up the Australia, man. You probably enjoy that. If you like bass, then you'll have fun with the Australia. Um, BD has this like their treble is pretty. It's different. Like if you've heard the Phoenix Call, like those planar drivers, yeah. I yeah, I'd probably I maybe a lot of people won't really like maybe they're just sensitive to like the upper treble. But I have it here though. The Sleevo, right? Sleevo's treble is pretty it's pretty smooth actually. Look at that. Like just looking at the graphs, um like after 10K, Sleevo's just done. No more like no more extension. It's just done. Which 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 is the natural way for how treble sounds in real life. Okay, the treble in real life does not extend. When you hit a cymbal, it's done for like 3 seconds. So yeah. Yep. They're different. So, yeah, if you're very sensitive to treble, then probably avoid the brain dance. I can take it. Tell me what I dislike about this really. It's actually the bass. um, the bass and the 5K peak. Yeah, this really has a peak. Um, the thing about the Australia is I think the treble extension on the Australia is pretty good. It's one of the best out there. But because of the tonality, because of the bass, it's like, the bass is affecting it for some reason. I don't know how. Maybe they could use better drivers, but it's not as tight. And the treble, no, the tape mod helped a little bit because it brings down the bass, so that the treble extension gets emphasized more. But yeah, you can try the tape mod. If it fits your preferences, it's either the tape mod or a micropore, like the micropore medical tape. Because if you try the clear tape, it's just gonna shut, no air vents, no airflow on that. But micropore, it has holes, of course. It's still able to have some probably airflow, so you'll still have that bass, but probably just, I don't know, 3 dB and more mid bass. So I haven't tried the micropore, but I have an idea how it would sound. This rail is nice. And yeah. And you know what? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna, because this live exclusive. Okay. Um, when I what's this one? When I started measuring IMs, it took me a long time, not really a long time, probably almost 2 months, to figure out my setup. Like, which source would I use? Which microphone would I use? What ear tip do I use? Because before what's this? Before I bought the rig, measurement rig, I used the sign, like the sign sweeps, from other people's graphs to check if, like if they really have peaks or something. I did that for quite some time. And so when I had my rig, um you won't believe it. Like every source, and this is probably one of the evidence why source matter, because Room AQ Wizard is actually able to capture if a source is warm or bright. Um, but I didn't, post my findings on that because my testing might be, like there might be errors with how I test it. But let's say for example the Apple dongle. I find that the Apple dongle, they said less neutral sounding. It's neutral sounding because it doesn't really capture enough bass. Okay. um, just in my observation. And so that's why it looks like the treble is a little bit elevated for squiggers who use Apple dongle. And it took me a while to find the perfect dongle that sounded natural for me, like listening and how it also measures sets. And I'm using the J Cali um, J Cali GM6 Pro, the one that has an amp. That sounds natural for me, and it's also able to capture the right amount of bass, probably mid. And probably that's why people say it's like neutral sounding because mids are forward. But the J Cali GM6, so I've been using the J Cali GM6 paired with a creative sound, an old Sound Blaster microphone. And so that's the background there. So when you go to Linso, for the Australia, right? You see there, of course, their description of the Australia. Oh, no thanks. And it says there, so they're using six drivers, 10 millimeter PET diaphragm, and some full range BAs. Uh, so they said here, powerful tuning. The Australia was conceived to be a beast of an IM with almost 15 dB of sub-bass quantity. 15 dB. When you look at graphs on Squig, I think I'm the only Squigger that reach almost 15 dB and able to capture that. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. I don't know if it's unit variance or just how people measure, but mine, it captures the 15 dB, man. And it sounds like that. It sounds like that too. Look at that. The lowest dip for me is around maybe what's this one here? Yeah, like under 60, 60, I don't know, 59, 58, or let's say just 60. And the peak of that is almost 75. And when you check other ones, like let's say for example, like even Crin's graph, the Hangout audio, it's only 10 dB. It's only 11. Um, Paul's close to Paul is also like it's only 10 dB for Paul. Um, Dude, and I also wait review for Mega 5. Man, I really hope I can. I'll find samples for the Mega Fest. Maybe Jay or maybe Mark can lend me some. So yeah, going back, it's like I was looking like, how are they not capturing the 15? Is this like, it, and when you listen to the Israel, it's really bass heavy. It's not a 10 dB boost. I know how a 10 dB boost sound. Like my balance target is a 10 dB sub bass boost, and it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like almost 15 dB of bass boost. So, and I'm not saying that I'm, like I measure better than them. I'm just saying what what are they doing that they're not able to capture that. And I was like looking like tone deaf monk. I don't know. This might be a challenge, but I think tone deaf monk. I think he ran it about like it sounded really piercing from. This could be unit variance. Maybe he really did get a set with 10. Like imagine getting a sub bass of 10 dB and the peak at 5K is higher than that. It's gonna shine on your face. Whee! Who else has it? I think there's one more person. The Bass Plus? No, I haven't heard of it yet. The Mega Fest. I haven't even heard of the Mega Fest, like the OG Mega Fest. But I'll try asking Mark. I think Mark has both. Um, right, I heard about that. I didn't watch the video. I just, saw some news and like, why is it like? And I was attributing it to the 5K peak. I can hear the 5K peak, actually. But the sub bass boost mitigates that. So if you lessen the, so I did a PEQ. I'm gonna post my PEQ also on my review tomorrow. So when you reduce the sub bass, make sure to also reduce that 5K peak because that's gonna shine in your face. So, and it's a pretty good EQ. It's only like three. Yeah. But also, it's yeah, a lot of talk about like you shouldn't really be reviewing your own collab, because like conflict of interest or something. Um, I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind people reviewing their collabs. It's really how they review it that would make more sense. Like if Jay reviewed his collab and he would advise against his own collab, that would probably be, a little bit genuine. You know what I mean? Like for example, let's say, oh, the Israel's really good, like a top of the line set. But if you don't like bass, don't buy the Israel. Something like that. Then it's probably gonna come up more genuine, like a genuine advice. Other than like if a person like just shills the product, it's gonna like a lot of it's gonna get different opinions from different people. So I'm fine with people reviewing their own collab, and it really depends on how they like review it, and how honest they are. If that makes sense. But yeah, I think Jay did a pretty great job um, in this one here. Oh, I'm getting the Let's Sure Mystic 8. Yeah. Man, Let's Sure too. Like a brand that you can trust. The tuner on the I'm so biased. You might even think I'm a Let's Sure someone or something. Um yeah, Let's Sure tuners they man, like one of the best sounding sets, like most of the sets that are ranked S, it I think most of them are from Let's Sure. Cadenza DZ4, Cadenza 4, DZ4, the Galileo, um, of course the S12s, the Cadenza 12. Man, the EJ07, the OG AG07, it's so good. It's for like vocals, and I don't know why people don't talk about that anymore. I think it's pretty relevant still. So the brands that Duno is a. I think Duno has different tuners. Yeah. Oh, because like the I forgot about this one here. I rank perfect the which one's this one here? How can I forget? The Kima 2, man. Like, whew, it's so good. How you think if we have oh yeah, so people still talk about the Audio 7, yep. How you think if we have 10 stars, please give this chat tip. Okay. Australia would probably be 6.5, and T Pro is an 8. Yeah. 6.5 or 7. Maybe 7 for the what's this one? The tape mod, I'm going to give it a 7 or maybe about an 8 as well. But just the base, it's probably 6.5 because for me, I think the drivers on the T Pro are much better. Like they sound much better. Yeah, like they sound much better. Although like even the T Pro doesn't also follow my preference. It's just really smooth and yep. They did a great job on making it sounding natural. There was no peaks or something. Very good, very good imaging, natural sounding set. But yeah, I mean, like Australia was Jay's first attempt, so I think it's still good. Um, what else do I have? Yeah, the Duno. I think Duno drivers are great. Duno drivers are great, like single DD drivers. And um, hi, bro. Technically, I'm from the Philippines, but I'm in the U.S. now. How about you, man? Where you from? Yeah, they're like the exactly, man. Like it's like you buy it and you're done. It's like money well spent. And they're also a very big company, dude. Like they probably have their own factory. Um, you know things about OEM. It's like so for new let's say like a startup, they don't have a factory, right? So if they want it made somewhere, then they can reach out to like KZ Factory, Duno, Moondrop, like that. And that's how they get intel. Oh, you're from India. Hi. That's why you say like it's OEM stuff like that. So what else? So I have here soft ears. Let's sure Elysian. Elysian is man, they're expensive. Um, I used to like the Annihilator actually. Like when I first heard it, but that was when I first arrived in Japan, and then I met Timmy, and then he let me try the Annihilator, and I was like, oh my god, that's like very good treble extension. And after that, because I went to earphones for like every weekend. That was just like what I did. When new releases come up, I would go there, try it, post something on Facebook, you know. And then I realized like my taste on treble has changed, like just listening to different IEMs. And I will listen when I listened to the Annihilator again, and like after 3 years, and I thought like, man, like the treble is actually too artificial sounding. So yeah. But what's this one here? The Pilgrim's nice. I think it's pretty well tuned, but I didn't give it an S because there are better sets cheaper than the Pilgrim. Yeah, but the tuning is nice. Oh, like who was that? Tom Rosewood, right? You were talking about like Australia. I also included in my comparison the EM10. I think that's the closest comparison graph wise I could find with the Australia. They graph pretty close, like classic V shape. And the EM10 happens to have the SimGot happens to have a little bit more resolution than the Australia. But base wise, I think the impact Australia has it. Other brands, Apple, yeah, Apple's nice. So, do you know what do I have here? Moondrop. Moondrop is Moondrop is hit and miss. But soft ears is Moondrop though, like the high end, the high end stuff. Uh huh. Maybe they found, I don't know. Maybe before I'm because like soft ears is like I don't know if it's really like how their company is structured. Um, but like Moondrop is like their budget models, and then soft ears like their expensive models. And maybe the main tuner was from soft ears, and then maybe with the previous releases from Moondrop, like the Dusk, especially from Clinical, maybe they used the tuner from soft ears. But for the other ones, like just maybe just a regular tuner, maybe. Or maybe their tuner left, went to another company. The tuners really make or break the company, I think. Because um and the tuner also has to realize that um like especially the age when people are like more than 40 or maybe in 30, the sensitivity of the treble area is, they're not as sensitive anymore, so they might want to go through with more forward treble, because when they try it, they feel like, oh, this is dark sounding, but actually it's not. And probably like Duno has been that, and probably that's why they like the reason with Duno, like with their BAs, like with their hybrid setup, there's always an elevation past 10K. And I don't know if it's like the tuner is already old, if you know what I mean, or it's just really how they do that, but which also makes sense, like I think um because when you think of like when you release, like think of it like a business, right? You have a target audience, and they might have some data with like their purchases, right? Because you put there your age, and when they check their purchases, it may be like the ages might be between, I don't know, 30 to 50, and if or maybe even 40 to 50, because they have money, right? But their treble sensitivity might also, they want to hear more treble, and that's why they earn more money with that specific audience. You know what I mean? So that's why sometimes reviews might not really reflect the overall um, product success or product profit. Because, say, for example, let's say KZ, right? Um, a lot of reviews are, like KZ is like peaky, blah blah blah. But I think in the musician industry, music industry, KZ is spreading by word of mouth, and it's actually a very good, not really very good, but a decent stage monitor. For casual listening, you'll hear the peaks, but when you're on stage, you need boosted treble and you need boosted bass to hear everything, if that makes sense. And KZ does a decent job on that. And you don't get good reviews on KZ because people who are reviewing it are audiophiles. They don't rev- they don't review it on stage. You know what I mean? I used to play. I used to be on stage. Um, but they don't actually reflect the actual sales. KZ has got a lot of sales, apparently. And that's just spreading through the word of mouth, you know? Like, and that's from mainland China, I think. Hello, top 8. Yeah, what's your top 8 set? Top 8. Top 8 sets. Any one of you guys are into camera? I recently bought, not bought, like my wife bought me TT Artisan 27 autofocus 27 millimeter f2.8. Um, it's pretty light. It's dang light. Where are you from? I'm from Boise, Idaho. I'm in Boise, Idaho now. But technically, I'm Filipino. I'm from the Philippines. How about you, Top 8? Where are you from? That was a long topic that I talked about. What was that? Oh, yeah. Like the sales, right? It doesn't reflect. And probably, yeah. Especially in Japan. Let's say, for example, in Japan, in the earphones, and like there are a lot of brands that are not really known to chi-fi, but are very popular in Japan. And in Japan, they like bass. They like bass. They like bassy sets. And it's different from China. I think in China, they like bright sets. Um, but in Japan, they like bassy sets. And that's why, do you know Da Vinci? I lived in Japan. And probably I'm gonna live there in the future. I lived in Japan for 3 years. And in Japan, um, yeah, a lot. And that's why the do know Da Vinci sold like hotcakes in there. Yep, yep. They sold like hotcakes. And I can understand why Timmy opted to go for the bass boosted Da Vinci because I tried the prototype. I tried a prototype and he asked and then he was planning to raise the bass a little bit and the prototype was too good, man. And during that day, I was also listening to the Blessing 3, the DSP, using the DSP and the analog. I was like, nah, the Da Vinci is much better. No, I don't know how to speak Hindi, man. But I do know that, like, there are a lot of words, like Hindi words, that I think we use in the Philippines too. I think there are. But I don't know how to speak Hindi. Yep, I think that would be it for today, guys. I really appreciate you being here. Happy New Year. Um, yeah, I'll Oh, I think I also have a DAC amp coming from Fio. Um, is their sub brand? It's Snow Sky or something. It should be on like a budget DAC amp. Oh, Happy New Year! So keep an eye on that. Um, I think that's all. And I'll try to find that Mega Fest Base Plus or like just a Mega Fest so that I can assess well how future IMs should sound. But yeah, thank you so much. Happy New Year, guys. Let's keep in touch. I'm just gonna post anything on my community tab. And I want to see you in Japan. Are you in Japan? You have no idea. Japan's nice, man. Like, and it's cheap now. So if you have some savings, fly to Japan. Um, it's gonna do you good. All right. Have a great day, guys, and Happy New Year. Stay safe. See you next time. What do you think of the Zeros and KZ? I think there are like maybe two tuners. The tuner on CCA is great. And I think they're trying to. I don't know if it's a new tuner though, but I know like there are two tuners. Like one is like for fun, like for the stage, and one is like for the audio file. And sometimes that tuner tunes mostly CCAs, but sometimes like KZ stuff. So there are two tuners of KZ, I think. And one is like for the audio file, and one is for like the fun classic V-shaped sound. But I think KZ's, I I I I like the brand actually. I don't like how they market, but um, oh, um, because their goal is cheap, cheap. What's this? Like cheap, your affordable earphones for the public, right? And they stick to that. Um, but yeah, their marketing is like sauce, but um, they're they're pretty good recently, I guess. Yep, they're sus. But yeah, like Paul likes KZ. I like KZ. I don't know why they stopped sending me units. Because I think there was one review I I don't know, like I didn't like or something. But anyhow, thanks guys, and Happy New Year, and stay safe there. Bye.